Brownsville Area School District Board of Directors will meet in regular session on Monday, August 24th, 2026 at 6 o'clock p.m. in the auditorium of the Brownsville Area High School, 1 Falcon Drive, Brownsville, PA, for general purposes. Roll call, please, Jody. Here. 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 Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance, please. Yes, we have a real quick announcement here before we move into public comments. On the agenda this evening, there's an addition under item F, under education. The motion would read, a motion to approve the BAHS program of studies and the amended BAMS program of studies. And then also under item F, under personnel, the name Alexis McKnight would be added. Mr. Davis, any comments on that?
No. Now that it's been announced, the public knows, so that can be a part of the public comment if there is any.
Okay. All right. We will now move into public remarks on agenda and non-agenda items. Jody, do we have anyone signed up this evening?
She's the director of CTI.
Ah, very good. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're okay.
Thank you for having me this evening. I'm Dr. Nicole Dice. I started as the executive director at the Fayette CTI as of July 1st. I just was coming to each of the board meetings just to introduce myself. It's sometimes nice to put a face with a name on paper. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm actually a lifelong resident of Fayette County. I graduated from Uniontown High School, and then my husband and I have lived here all of our lives and raised our kids here in Fayette County in the Hopwood area. My background is I was a special education teacher for 10 years at Uniontown School District, then decided I just wanted to test the waters of administration and became an administrator at Turkeyfoot Valley Area School District. I spent my last 10 years there. I was a principal and then spent the last 7 as superintendent of schools for Turkeyfoot Valley School District. And then got the job at CTI here starting July 1st, and it's been a wonderful transition. I've been working there for a month and a half now, and it's just really, the staff is amazing. We're really excited to welcome your students back tomorrow. So I just, like I said, want to introduce myself. My mission is really just to be transparent and have clear communication. I will do that with your JOC board members, as well as our staff at the school. And my role is just really, I really hope to make a positive work environment there, which I've already taken steps to do. I've had one-on-one meetings with each of the staff members. I think I have all but 10 left to go. So I've really been trying to be diligent of having that transparency and really trying to build our programs there. So I appreciate your time. Like I said, just wanted to put a face with a name and let you know a little bit about me. And I look forward to working with your JOC members and really working hard for your students at Brownsville. So thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Maybe any questions or comments from the board, if that's okay?
My comment is I'm glad to see you reaching out and coming and introducing yourself.
My comment is having the opportunity to serve on the CTI board. I know that Dr. Dice is off to a wonderful start, and you can feel a very positive energy, and so that's really good. It's very noticeable. Good job.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming out. I know I sat in on the interviews to actually hire you. You blew us out of the water, and you've been doing understand, so we appreciate the efforts and, yeah, look forward to continuing working with you.
I feel the same way. I'm also on the CTI board from Brownsville, and I tell you what, I like a lot of the things you've already done and you are planning to do. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate your support because I can't do my job without the support of the district. So thank you so much, and I will continue to work hard and look forward for a long career here. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr. Dice. Looking forward to working with you.
Okay.
We have two representatives from Chestnut Ridge.
Okay. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, I'm Melissa Kleiner, I'm the Program Manager of School-Based Services at Chestnut Ridge, and I appreciate you letting us come and answer any questions you have about our contracts and roles and services we provide at Brownsville.
I'm David Artis, I'm our chief operations. You guys hear me?
Well, if you don't mind, if you would, thanks.
Yeah, I'm David Artis, I'm our chief operations officer at Chestnut Ridge. I also, Nicole Maffei County resident, been so since my birth at 52 years ago, went to Uniontown High School and raised my family in the Connersville area and 2 children. So I wanted to thank you guys for the partnership that we've had over the years in Brownsville. We've enjoyed working with your students and your staff. We've really received wonderful support from the administration and your faculty. We've enjoyed our time here and hope to continue serving your students.
Okay, thank you. I know we may have some questions or comments from the board. Mr. Davis, do you think that's a good idea?
You can do that.
Okay,
It's about there's 3.
there are agenda items, correct, right.
4 actually.
So if you're okay, there may be some questions.
That's fine. That's why
Okay.
I'm here.
So I will turn it over to the board. If you have a question, go ahead and just ask away.
Since it's under education, my biggest question is, when we discussed all this last week, we were trying to find ways to cut the money down. And now there's 2, there's not 1 agenda item, there's 2 agenda items on here. And if you put them both together, it's, you're pretty much paying over $200,000 more than the proposal that was on here last week. I don't understand how this happened, this increase.
Good, Dr. Martin.
It's one or the other, Mr. Dorsey. On Monday, we had talked about putting 2 line items on there, one that has the RSS services and one that does not. So one would be voted down and one would be, or tabled, and then one would potentially be voted.
Okay, then in I, what would the responsibility of the 3 mental health resource specialists be?
So those positions would provide mental health supports and behavioral supports for your students. They can see students who can't be seen by due to insurance reasons.
It's hard to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. They would provide mental health services for your students at each of the grade levels, one for the elementary, one for the middle, and one for the high school. They can provide crisis services. They can provide any sort of mental health services, especially anything that, say, the outpatient therapist can't provide due to insurance regulations.
Okay, now, does Brownsville plan to utilize those positions that way, the way she just described, or are they going to be watching detention or in-school suspension?
That RSS program is utilized for an in-school almost suspension program with a restorative piece embedded into it. So if there's any discipline, the students would be put into that RSS room, but the outcome is that they're receiving restorative practices while they're in there.
So,
That's going to be $90,000 a person, over 90.
so I'm confused a little bit. So for item I, the 3 10-month mental health resource specialists, they live in the RSS room?
No, the 3 mental health resource specialists provide mental health services. The RSS are the ones who provide the behavior supports, the restorative practices.
So that would be item J, the 2 10-month behavior specialists? Is that correct, Dr. Martin?
Classroom behavior specialist would be your RSS.
And that's where they would be 100% of their time in the classroom, or in the RSS?
They might provide services. I know last year Andrea Simmel was in that role in the elementary and middle school, and she did some positive behavior intervention supports throughout the building. So she wasn't necessarily in a room with a kid all day. She might provide behavior support pushing into a classroom, in a hallway, in the cafeteria. But for the most part, yeah, it is the one-on-one or multiple kids in the RSS classroom.
Okay, I'm good for my questions.
I have a question, Mr. President.
Yes.
From an administration and board standpoint, when you get a phone call, what's your response time? How long is it?
A phone call to Chestnut Ridge.
To Chestnut Ridge office from maybe the administrators or a board member. Do you have a response time that day?
I think it would depend on where you called.
So it depends on who you're calling. If Melissa, who's our director, our program manager for school-based services, is in the schools, so she may not respond that day. However, if you're reaching out to Chestnut Ridge, if you're looking for an answer or you have a question or concern, and you reach out to me or you reach out to the director of the school-based program or outpatient program, you're gonna get someone picking up the phone that day and either answering it or returning your call within that day.
It's no one in particular. I called many times last year. Secretary answered, gave her my name, where I'm from, never got a return call. It was a very important issue that I had. And that doesn't sit well with me. I'm not blaming you guys, obviously,
Sure.
but I'm saying that whoever answers your phone, it needs to give somebody a message that a district called or administrator called, because it could be very important. And that weighed heavily with me, because I called once, twice, 3 times in 1 week and never got a return call.
Well, I apologize for that. It's hard to address it if I don't know the specifics.
Exactly.
To answer it.
I
But I
didn't get
certainly can, what I can do to kind of resolve that going forward is I can email Dr. Martin, and she can share that, all of our direct contact information, so that you have mine, you have Melissa's, you have Kelly Harwood, who is the director of outpatient. And that way you have our cell phones, you have our emails, you have our extensions. There would never be a delay. So I apologize if that did happen, but not sure the circumstance, but I will
would not
apologize.
I think it's whatever your office personnel,
Sure.
not passing on the messages to you or somebody. I didn't know who I needed to
No,
talk to.
it's a fair question, and I want to make sure that you understand it when you reach out, that will be handled appropriately.
And I stated to her the issue that I had, but I waited 3 days and I quit calling, because it just shouldn't have been that way. So I just wanted to inform you that's how I feel about that.
Well,
When you go
I
back-
promise you, no one communicated that to me, so I certainly didn't get the message. So we'll make sure that doesn't happen again going forward.
Yes, thank you.
My biggest problem is not with you telling us and everything. I think it's more with our district on how they're being utilized, these people. I don't want to pay this big money just for somebody to babysit kids in school suspension. What you're telling me that they offer, I want to make sure that they're doing that, not just sitting in school suspension all day. And this is something I don't know if we need to discuss it more. It's just a lot of money, and I don't want to be glorified babysitters.
Well, I'll say first, I appreciate the fact that you're being diligent on the behalf of the taxpayers in Brownsville to make sure that your money's spent wisely and that it's impactful for the students. We value that as well. I'll let you know that the resource specialists who are in those classrooms, in the ISS classrooms, the expectation for them is that while the students are in there, they're using restorative practices, which is lesson plans that they're working on that build skills for those students so that they're not returning to those classrooms. Additionally, what Melissa was referencing is they should be following up with those students outside of the classroom. So if you have a child who is in school suspension and they successfully leave that, we want them following up with those students, checking in on them, making sure that they're utilizing the skills that they've been taught in the restorative classroom so that they're not returning. So that's definitely something that we certainly appreciate, and we want to make sure that the quality of service that's being paid for is matching with it. Yeah.
Dr. Martin, is that what we are getting? Is that how we're using them? And those people are doing that?
They are, and the building principals also oversee them and are in direct communication
And how
with
is
them,
it one?
as well as the director of special education. We're in communication.
I
And if
will say
there's
from a-
anything that needs adjusted at any time, any of us could communicate that to their staff.
From our perspective, we've had excellent communication from the building principals as well as administration. It's been a very positive experience for us on our side.
Is this, Dr. Martin, is this, the Chestnut Ridge provides our only mental health services? We do not have any mental health services in-house for current Brownsville card-carrying employees?
We do not know.
We
There
have
are
social
students who
workers, but
receive-
we have no mental health.
We do not have mental health professionals outside of Chestnut Ridge.
Just from listening to this and the rest, personally, from my perspective, I'm okay with the 3 mental health guys. We don't have any, we need to have that.
Mhm.
And we put one in each building. I am 1,000% against the in-school suspension piece of that. I would make the argument that for the ISS, 1, it's a punishment. 2, it's also an opportunity for learning, where these kids are in that ISS, they're gonna be missing a lot of things. I would think 80% of that time in that ISS should be focused on making up the work that they're missing because they're in ISS and they're not in the classroom. And then we would use the 3 behavioral people to help with the mental health aspect in the RSS and the restorative practices after the fact. So that's where I stand.
And we
I was
can-
gonna wait and debate it when we got there, but I just throw those comments out now. I
We
will
can
be in
structure
favor
the
of I
time.
will not be in favor of J.
We can structure the time however benefits the students best.
But you're not bringing certified teachers, right? I mean, you're not bringing a math teacher that's gonna be in there all day, or an English teacher, or a science teacher. And these kids are missing math class, and they're missing English class, and they're missing science class. If we had enough teachers, if we had to put another teacher and we rotated through a duty period, and there was a math coverage for a period, and a history, and the rest, then we could support it. I could support it, but I can't support it where that's the person that's gonna be in there all day doing restorative practices for those kids. I want a teacher in there, a good portion of the day. If not,
The nice thing is there's a couple of options presented for the district to figure out what fits best for them. I will tell you that when we approach it, to your point, our primary objective is the restorative piece. It is the mental health component.
and I get, it should be, that's
That-
what you get paid to do.
Right, that's where we're coming from. And what we kind of, put out about
Yeah.
Chestnut Ridge is, we've been serving the community since 1968. We serve upwards of 8,000 patients a year throughout our various programs. We have 2 child and adolescent psychiatrists that provide clinical supervision and oversight along with LCSWs and LPCs to our school-based and outpatient staff, as well as our contracted staff. So to your point, yes, those aren't things that necessarily are going to be addressed by a classroom teacher. We would be primarily, if you chose that option, be addressing the mental health component, the restorative piece, trying to make sure that the child spends less time in that restorative room and is able to get back in their classroom with their regular teachers and missing as minimal amount of academic time as possible. So that's definitely our approach with that.
I have another question, Mr. President.
Yes.
So what are the starting times and ending times for high school, middle school, if these people are coming here? Do they follow our policies of check-in time, sign in? You start at this time, you finish at this time?
We have our staff follow your faculty calendar and faculty hours. So they should be coming in when your faculty comes in, leaving when your faculty leaves, unless they've been given permission for some reason to not.
So if
I don't know what that would be, but
If they left, they would have to sign out.
they
So
should.
we'd have
yes.
record that they left early. Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Yes. Couple comments. Thank you for being here. I think that was a big piece.
I do, sorry if I got worked up, I apologize.
No, it's fine. I think,
appreciate it.
yeah, I think I feel like that's the piece maybe we were missing a little bit was, you being here and us allowing, being able to ask the question. So thank you for that. Second question, because I think, we probably will have a decent discussion about what option is going to look best for our district. Let's say that we would hypothetically, table item J, which would be the two 10-month behavioral specialists and the 3 mental health resource specialists, and went with item I, that would be the 3 mental health resource specialists. If a couple of weeks into the new year or a month in, and we're like, you know what, talking with the building principals and admin, we would need to maybe or consider layering some of that back in. Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility. We do have staff ready to go right now to start your school day tomorrow. But if we get 2 weeks, a month down the road, those staff would be assigned to other locations. So it might be a little harder. We would have to go through a hiring process.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
Okay.
You also, in the interim, if you would go with the other option with the 3 mental health resource specialists, you of course have the discretion to use those mental health professionals as best serves in the interest of your students and your school. So if you wanted to use them in the interim to support those classrooms, you certainly could. But they would be higher credentialed and a little bit overpaid in a sense for what you're getting for that service.
Right. And, you know, my background, I'm a licensed professional counselor, so I totally, you know, understand all of that and appreciate it. And I, you know, as the board knows, you know, we definitely have, as all districts do, you know, increased mental health concerns and issues. So we do value the work that your staff is doing. So I just wanted to say that we appreciate you for that.
Thank you. And Brownsville has been I really have to say, Brownsville has been a very strong supporter over the past 6-7 years, really, with respect to supporting their students and the mental health needs of them. We certainly appreciate that. I would actually like, if there's an interest in it and we have, if you're kind of wanting to meet the staff, we could certainly facilitate something, you know, to kind of give you guys the opportunity to meet the individuals who would be serving in your schools, including our outpatient staff who that's at no cost to the district, provide the outpatient services in the school.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. And even just maybe, you know, a yearly, you know, like this, come and talk to the board, kind of give an update, I think is a great idea. Any other questions or comments from the board members? Okay, go ahead.
Is the plan just to vote on I and then vote on J, or are we going to discuss which one?
Mr. Davis, you want to weigh
The
in?
board has the option, because you have not adopted the agenda, you can remove one of those items now if you so chose, or you can adopt the agenda as is and then vote, as you said, either to approve one or the other, or table the other, or just let the one that you don't choose fail. So that's so just, but that's up to the board.
Point of order, Mr. President. Should there's two options here. Should there be more discussion amongst this board, because we're voting on a very large salary? But should we have more discussion on this? Is it not, it's not executive session material.
That's correct.
So
100% not.
we're going to be coming to those options here shortly. I'm still 50-50.
I personally would like us to see the table item J.
I would second that.
I personally would like to see both of them tabled. My reasoning would be there hasn't been enough discussion on these two items other than this right here. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of stuff, not just these two items, but a lot of stuff that has been thrown at us without discussion, and we're expected to vote on things. There's another item on here, kind of like this, that maybe when we get to it, I'll talk about it, but I don't know. I don't know what the rest of the board wants to do, but I actually would be in favor of tabling both items until we discussed it more and revisit it possibly at the September meeting.
Point of order again, Mr. President. Was there a motion and a second? And then Mr. Dorsey's comments?
Well,
No,
we're
there
not,
wasn't.
we haven't adopted the agenda
haven't
yet, so.
Not adopted the
no.
agenda, okay, I'm
So
so
you,
sorry.
we're still just in discussion.
And also, something else with this, Jody, are you taking down all the comments that different board members are making, and it's definitely gonna be in the minutes? Because that's been lacking.
Just my comment on that, Mr. Dorsey, as I said previously, I think we need the mental health services. I think we need it to start tomorrow. I agree with you. I think we should have probably had talked about this. I mean, Mr. Gates said the same thing. This should be a May agenda item, not an August 20 day before school agenda item.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I think
But before that reason, I think we should leave item I on the agenda. I don't think item J, I don't think the RSS are gonna kill us. I like what Dr. Mahalik also said, that we could revisit this down the road if we needed to, and we go that route. So I'm in favor of keeping I, tabling item J, and then
I am
I have another one I wanna talk about when we get there.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mr. Gammon. I'm at the very minimum in favor of keeping item I. I think
Yeah,
we need that starting tomorrow.
I agree, and I do have to agree with Rocky that this should have been maybe brought up, not Rocky, but Ross. This should have been brought up a lot sooner, maybe June or May, because I feel bad for the principals. They have to make sure they get everything, not as far as the kids, but the principals have to make sure they have enough teachers to do the covering. Some of them I'm sure do, some may not, and what are we going to do? That's the only thing.
And
that I-
this isn't the only item that I think that should have been done way long time ago.
Now, I mean, even if Monday night when we were here, if we'd have discussed it longer, I was willing to stay to discuss this, but everybody else left.
We did initiate these discussions as an administrative team, and those started in May at the end of the school year when we could thoroughly assess what the needs were in the buildings. While it was not an agenda item or a line item, we did work diligently all summer long and had meeting after meeting with administration, with the director of special education, with Chestnut Ridge. We looked at our data, we reviewed it, and we tried to make the decision that we thought was going to be best for our students here at Brownsville. We are in a mental health crisis as a county, probably as a state, maybe beyond that. So there are needs that need to be met, and pulling resources from our children is definitely not the answer. Having further discussions on this, I will get you all the information you need, but it will concern me to start the year beyond September and not have these resources in place for our kids.
I agree.
I just feel like
I agree, and I
what
just
we're
want to,
paying for right now, Dr. Martin, was the contract? What did it provide for us last year?
The previous contract that we had did not have that additional service of the RSS individual. That person was split. And one of the issues was, I'm going to use the middle school as an example. At the middle school level, if there was student discipline to be administered and that person was on a 2-day rotation that week and then was maybe absent because whatever the reason might have been, that child's discipline is then pushed to another week. And then, as we all know, as parents, and some of us have been in the field for years, at that point, this child's moved past that discipline. What am I being disciplined for? What is the issue? It's we missed the point and missed the boat. So they were asking could we have the resource of having this internal person here so we could utilize in-school suspension? Exclusionary discipline is not the answer. So to continuously suspend kids, put them out of education where they're not receiving the content, they're not receiving the help, the services, whatever we can offer here in this building, and there's a multitude of them, is not always the answer. There are also students we can't exclude. So even though, regardless of how egregious, the issue is, we can't just exclude them. So we want to have resources here in-house.
So you and your administrators and your administrative team discussed all this over the past few months, and you guys as a whole decided J was what this school district.
They had a multitude of meetings over the months from May until it ended up on the agenda. And while I wasn't in every meeting, I was briefed on every meeting in writing by those who were in the meeting. These are the resources that, and maybe they need to speak and have a microphone, and let's hear from the principals what they want and what they want in place, and then we can
Yeah, I mean,
consider
that's
that.
who
Yeah.
has to deal with this.
That's
not
who's
us.
dealing with this
So,
on the
I feel
daily.
like
Yeah.
you guys telling us what you need is the way we should support you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not the ones that work here every day. We're not employed by the district. You guys are. You guys have to work.
And the
every single
discipline
day.
falls on our principals at the end of the
I'm in
day.
favor for whatever you guys feel you guys need.
So it's what they need for their students. Principals, would anybody like to speak on this? Okay.
We'll stay present if you
Thank
need
you.
anything, and thank
I
you
still
again
have
for the
more-
Yeah,
opportunity.
that would be great if you.
Mr. President, I still have more questions, so I would like them not leave.
Yeah, Mr. Bashir, go ahead and ask questions before we have principals weigh in.
Okay, well, there are two items. I'm still 50-50 with it, but I'm about accountability. So if you take 10 minutes in the morning, 10 or 15 in the afternoon, that you leave early and come in late, times 180 days, that's taken away from the students. And the reason I say that is I see it. I see some of your people leaving and coming in late. It's been a while. Maybe in the last 3 months of the year, it got tidied up. And I think our administrators kept a tab on that. But they've got to come and work on time and leave when they're supposed to leave. That's why I'm stuck on these issues, accountability. And that's what I expect as a board member, and I'm sure my colleagues feel the same way. Whether you take that back, I don't care what school district you start up. Brownsville, if you're supposed to start at 8 o'clock, you be here at 8 o'clock. You're supposed to leave at 2, you can leave at 2. And if there's an emergency, we understand that, but you will tell a principal, I have to leave early today. We understand that. But consistently coming out of a building every day, and they work for you, they don't have an emergency every day. And that stuck with me. And here's my opportunity to say no if I want to. I haven't said that. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I'll just say that I respect your position on that. I certainly appreciate that. And, you know, we have a progressive discipline policy with Chestnut Ridge. We have an expectation that our staff are, as guests in your buildings, are following the rules and expectations of the staff that are there with them. So if that's happening, we certainly would be addressing that along the way, and you know, and not allowing that. Keep in mind that part of what is being compensated to the staff is paid time off as well. So I can't speak specifically to, like, if someone left early, if they had an appointment and they used 15 minutes of PTO on one day or another. I don't know that, but you will have my number going forward. And if there are issues that you see coming up, I certainly want to know about those. I do feel like we've had really excellent communication from your building principals, and from my perspective, that has not been communicated to me. That we've had in recent times staff issues with them leaving early or coming in late. Typically, those kind of filter up to me when I hear about them. The staff that we have in place right now, I feel are really strong clinicians and really seasoned professionals. They're not people that I would expect to be doing that, and I certainly would not tolerate that from our agency standpoint as guests in your building.
And I'm glad that you're here because I know you'll take this back to your staff, what you've heard here tonight. We're only one district. I don't know what the other ones do, but I'm not a board member in the other district, so I'm only conveying to you what I've heard and seen. So,
And I would also like to make a point that our school-based outpatient therapists do not necessarily work the faculty day because they are paid per session, so they are paid for the service they provide. So I'm not sure who you have seen kind of coming and going. I don't know if they've finished up their day, they've seen all their students they were designed to see that day, and they've gone on to the outpatient clinic to see more people in the evening, but.
So that's a different group of professionals.
Right,
Yeah.
and you're not paying for that service, that is billed to their insurance.
They truly build insurance company, that's all they do. So
It-
for
it's-
them, they have to leave in 10 minutes early if they have students who are not able to employ students.
it's hard to label that because you don't know what their situation is. However, the rest of the public sees that every day. Why is that? I can't answer that. That's why I was called to you guys and never got a return call. And that's what upset me for 2 years already. So go ahead, you were going to say something.
You know, the people that you were just talking about that may leave early or whatever, and you said they are paid by the sessions. They are not the people included in this. They are somebody totally different.
They are somebody totally
Okay,
different.
because
Yes.
last week I asked the questions, are we paying for this and then are they billing on top of it for the sessions?
No. Yeah, there's not, the two separate, you know, when you're doing outpatient, it's under the license. All of the schools in Brownsville are licensed under Chestnut Ridge's outpatient license. that is completely billed to the insurance company. If someone is seeing a student in outpatient, that is not the same as the contracted positions.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments before our principals weigh in?
I have one. What is the licensing that these people have for the RSS position?
For the RSS positions,
Are
and I'll let Melissa talk about, those are not licensed positions.
Yeah, so the RSS is a bachelor's level position, and with a background in mental or behavioral health or education with appropriate training, and additional supports.
Okay, so they're not a social worker, they're not a licensed social worker.
They are not, no, not the RSS. But with any of our positions, and this is what when we kind of create the fee structure and the positions themselves, that does not, from our perspective, just include that position. From Chestnut Ridge's point of view, we have, like I said, 2 child and adolescent psychiatrists who work with those individuals. We have licensed counselors as well as licensed clinical social workers who work with them. All of those are kind of built into that to provide a higher level of supervision for them.
That was a great question.
Yeah. Yes, very good question.
That really helps my answer even more. Thank you.
Mrs. Llewellyn, do you want to?
So last year, Mr. Clemmer and I shared a mental health resource and a behavior specialist. And kind of going back to what Dr. Martin had said, you know, at the elementary level specifically, if a student doesn't have an immediate consequence and we're delaying it to the following week or 3-4 days later, it loses its effect. So, you know, we talked in these meetings, and Mr. Clemmer and I both, you know, made it very clear to Ms. Palo and Dr. Costabile and Dr. Martin that we both needed someone in our building 5 days a week. Now, I had a mental health resource who helped with the behavior specialist's role, and she helped with RSS, but she also did small group intervention with students, and you know, that's why we need someone. We figured it out. We could use one person rather than 2 people splitting the time, because I only had someone in the building 3 days a week, possibly 3.5 days if there wasn't a need for the mental health resource at the middle school. So this person for me would be the mental health resource who runs those groups. They do a boys group, they do a trauma group, she's doing different groups, but she would also help out with the restorative piece in RSS, in addition to having teachers in that classroom as a duty period every day to work on the academics.
So that's item I, right?
I'm sorry?
That's using item I. 3, so you would get one of the 3, and then you would have duty periods and not an RSS person.
That is for my building, but I
That's
can't
right,
speak
that's
for
what I mean,
the
exactly.
secondary.
Yeah, elementary. So also the other 2, so the middle school and the high school would get a full-time RSS. That's where we get the 5.
Yeah, we would need, in the middle school, we definitely need a full-time RSS. Last year, the biggest problem was it was 2 days a week. It was every Tuesday and Thursday, and so we got backed up, and students did not receive immediate. We do have a duty period scheduled for every period in the middle school. However, with absentees, we only have 1 sub. We have 1 sub that shows up regularly in the middle school, so those duty teachers usually have to cover classes. I can answer any questions you have about that.
So you do not have, your teacher schedules are so tight you cannot make a duty period for that. That's your...
No, we have a duty period we have 1 duty period for each period during the day.
For a teacher to be in RSS?
For a teacher to have a duty. However, a duty also consists of covering classes. So on there's days that they have 5, one time I had 14 teachers out, that duty teacher would have to cover classes. So before we got Chestnut...
Or we could go to class, or we could go to RSS, right? I mean, if you have a bunch of teachers out, you bring them down here to the auditorium anyways. I would make the argument from my perspective and my point of view only, is that if you have teachers that have duty period, if you've got a teacher that has duty 1 through 11, or how many periods you have, the primary duty period should be RSS. And then we use the second person as the behavioral person to help that. If you don't have enough, what I was under the impression is you do not have enough duty periods to cover every period of the day.
No, we can cover every period, but
That's what my.
but we only have one sub, so if that sub misses, I need someone to cover those classes.
Well, and again, I think, you know, you're there every day, you're seeing it.
Basically, before we got Chestnut Ridge, we tried to run RSS. We ran it probably 10 times in 90 days because we had duty issues.
Okay. Mrs. Stout, do you want to give us your perspective? I think it's going to help us make our decision.
So Chestnut Ridge has been, I've worked with Melissa and Boat Dave for probably the last 5 or 6 years. I struggled at the high school with RSS because I've never had someone consistent in my building. Last year I did not receive, and they know this, so this is very transparent with them both. We went through our struggles. We're trying to find people that fit here at the high school. This year, Scarlett is the outpatient therapist. She's the one who bills on her own. She works very well with the students. She's built a great rapport with them. The second female that they brought in, she was here 2 days a week. I did request that she be here 5 days a week. She works excellent with our students as well, and I can't ever remember her title. Yes. As far as RSS goes at the high school, I just met, Melissa was here Thursday. I met the young lady that's supposed to take over this position. I can make it work 99.9% of the time at the high school with my teachers, but with all these extra added duties from district administration, I'm not so sure that I can make it work. So there's certain teachers that have duty periods that need to be in certain places, such as the resource room, the library, the media center. So it's very difficult to maneuver the schedule. I use my duty teachers to cover classes so that there's not lack of learning loss. So I try my hardest not to put them in here in the auditorium. Do I think we could wait on an RSS person? Absolutely. I waited probably for half a year last year to get one in the building. I don't know how long this contract is for. I'm just asking that you take into consideration school starts tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know if this is for a year, 5 year, 6 year contract. Maybe we just look at the RSS being this year and then look at something moving forward. If that's not what you want. I did speak last week and say, yes, we can use a teacher, but we have to hire a teacher. How long will that take? So, I have a very good relationship with them. I call them anytime I feel that things aren't kosher with their staff, and they're right here to assist. So I can't speak highly enough about the both of you, so thank you. That's my take on Chestnut Ridge.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. A real quick follow-up, and I think maybe Mr. Dorsey had something. So what I'm hearing then is that you utilize the RSS, but a couple days a week, not the full 5 days. Is that what I heard?
I could never use it the full 5 days because I never had anyone in place the full 5 days until halfway through the year last year.
But if they were
they're
placed,
here, I can definitely utilize it 5 days.
all 5 days, got
Yes.
it. Thank you.
So you would get two, the one and RSS. So that's what you want. You want two.
So-
The one. So we have three. We have the mental health resource specialist.
Mm-hmm.
You want that and the 10-month behavior RSS. So that would be two.
Yes, 2 at the
The same. That's what Mr. Clemmer wants.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I heard from Mr. Clemens.
That's what
as
Mr.
well.
Clemmer wants. And then Ms. Llewellyn he's good with just the 1 year.
That's what I heard.
Okay, I understand.
And Mr. Clemmer, just to clarify then, you could utilize that all 5 days? The RSS? Okay. Mr. Dorsey, did you have something?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just, my only thing is we have to decide on which one we're going to do.
Right. If I know this board like I know this board, I think we should maybe leave both on the agenda and have a discussion when we get to it in table 1. That's just what I'm thinking after hearing that. But again, I'm open for other suggestions.
I mean, I just feel like we've heard heard the people that we've hired to run this district speak
That is true.
on the option that they would feel fits the district best. I just don't understand how we could sit up here and say that that's not correct, or we can make a decision. They're here every day.
I agree with you, Mr. Delors. I do, and I get it is a big number.
These are people we hired to run the district. We don't run the
Ready
district.
to learn.
And I'm,
And
Mike,
I agree with you too as well, but I also think it's our fiduciary responsibility to the big numbers, that's what's got me freaked out.
and I agree.
Okay, this is a year contract, 1 year contract.
Correct, 1 year.
That was, this is 1 year, right? This is a 1 year contract, okay.
And real quick, I want to weigh in too. I don't know if having this discussion in May or now would have changed the responses from the principals. I mean, I think the need is the need. Maybe I'm wrong, but I agree. I think moving forward, we definitely should be discussing this earlier. But again, as Dr. Martin said, there is definitely, the mental health crisis piece going on. So I don't know. This is tough. This is tough.
And Ms. Palo, from a special education lens,
Yes.
you're very involved in this decision-making. Would you like to speak?
I mean, we just argued last week about, what, Mr. Bashir? We had 17 vans that go to the elementary school. I mean, we got, how many you said come to the middle school or the high school? Fraser School District has 4 in the entire district. We have 17 alone in the elementary. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that you guys saying
The
that's
problem's
important.
there, Ron, it is
I mean,
there.
it's there.
There's no question.
These people
My
said they
next
need it.
question would be,
I don't understand.
is the money there?
Yep,
It's paid
and
for
this-
out of
like
the
I
Ready
said,
to
This is a
Learn
1 year
grant.
contract, and it's paid through Ready to Learn.
Ready to Learn.
Okay, so
It's
that'll
written
be
into the
okay
grant.
just for the 1 year. And if we don't
It's a
get-
one-year contract
Sure we get-
paid by Ready to Learn.
Right.
It has been
But
written into.
Ron
the-
is right. The district, I don't want to say suffers from that, but look how many special needs we have, more than any school near us.
I
You know,
agree.
when you have
Yes.
30-some vans coming into a school every day, and most schools got 3 or 4, what's that tell you? That's costing us money that the state doesn't give us, so we have to appropriate the right funds, and I know something needs to be done, there's no question, and I agree with Ron, and the second option, I will not support. I'll probably go with the first one, but not the second one, based on the money, sad to say.
Ms. Palo, would you like to weigh in here?
I can't speak to the discipline piece because I'm not in charge of discipline for the buildings. That's to the principals and they gave their opinions. But I can speak to the mental health crisis that Dr. Martin mentioned for our students. It is severe. There are students every day that have mental health needs that we are trying to meet. And the amount of students is significant.
Right. And Ms. Palo, we have, a very high number of special education students, and my guess would be that a fair number are also diagnosed with a mental health disorder, would be my guess.
Yes,
Okay.
you would be correct. And even the students that aren't in special education have the mental health needs.
Correct, absolutely, yes, thank you.
So we were trying to service all of those needs, and it just got overwhelming because we just didn't have the staff that could support the students and meet their needs.
Right. Questions for Ms. Palo? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, Mr. Davis, if you could just entertain me here for a moment. We could either change the agenda now to have one, either I or J, or leave both items on the agenda, adopt the agenda, and then either table one and approve one. Is that what I'm hearing? Or vote for both, right.
Yeah, no on one, yes on the other.
Got it.
And maybe based on the conversations.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it like that.
That would be the best.
That's the only option.
So-
Instead of vote on I and J. Where you stand.
So I'm hearing the advice from Mr. Davis is to leave both agenda items on and vote for both when that time comes. Is the board okay with that? Okay.
As long as we have a plan.
Yeah, that worked out better than I thought.
One comment.
Yes.
One more comment I have. Okay, say the board votes for the $466,000 one.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, are they prepared to spend another $100,000 on K of personnel? Or no, M of personnel, and start looking into a principal on top of that?
That has nothing to do with this.
I mean, this is a lot of money going out. Just a comment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments?
Just on the agenda, because I think that's the next item, is the approval of the agenda. Item M, actually, I'm okay with that. I like item M. I'm fine with the way it's written. I would like to see item N to be voted where we physically say that, yes, we are going to open this position, we're going to hire for this position, and what the minimum, what the salary range is going to be for this position. Personally, to have that to vote. Like, I have no problem changing the title. I mean, I think the elementary teacher's right. Yeah, that's the way it should be. My concern is the addition of additional administrator when 3 years ago we said we were going to downsize our administration, and we didn't. We are back to where we were.
Mr.
That's
Davis, can you weigh in on Mr. Gammon's comment? Did you hear?
I'm just asking for another motion while we...
He's looking, hold on. Yep. No, we're
There
good.
was a question about,
I want to advertise who is the elementary principal. With a salary range of X. I know, that's the point. I know we don't have to do it. I know that it's a position out there. I just think for transparency person and to get on the record who supported this position and who didn't. I mean, it is what it is. Because unfortunately, no matter who gets the position, I'm probably going to vote no for him because I wasn't in favor of the position to begin with. It's the same thing I did with Dr. Constable. I wasn't in favor of it. I have nothing against Dr. Constable. I wasn't in favor of the assistant to the superintendent position. Therefore, when we vote to hire that person, I think it would be a hypocrite to vote for them, yes. That's all my point is that I would like to see that on the agenda as a position that we are going to hire. And more importantly, I'd also like to see the salary range, the max salary of it, which I believe it's around the 75 to 80, 78,000 range, so that we can narrow our field, because if you put that out there, we're gonna get like we had last time.
I know the last couple administrative hires, we were told that the person that was hired can help in the elementary. And if they are truly helping in the elementary like it was said they were going to do, then would we really need this position? So, is anybody helping in the elementary?
I didn't hear what you said. We didn't hear what you said.
We were talking on the side.
I said, the last couple administrative hires, we were told that they can help in the elementary. I think Mrs. Constable in the beginning, it was supposed to be her office would be down there when she was first hired. Her office would be down there and she could help. Then Mrs. Palo, she can help.
She's busy.
If they were hired and told that they were going to help, are they helping? Do we need someone else on top of it? I don't know. I don't see us hiring extra principals in the middle school or high school, and I know both of those principals would appreciate some help.
Well, the only thing I can say is I know when Frank was here, Mr. Bernard, Mr. Mahan was his assistant. When Mr. Mahan was here, he had an assistant. It was
Dr. Constable.
Dr. Constable. Dr. Constable was here. She had an assistant. So why not have another assistant? I mean, it's not like this is something brand new that we haven't done for the last, Frank's been here and gone for maybe 5, 6, 7 years. So it's nothing brand new. And Danielle has her stuff that she has to do. She has her things she's got to do. they're spread thin now and they can't do what they're doing.
Mr. Davis, do you have any input?
I do. So the Act 93 lists the position as, where am I at here? Assistant Principal / Director of BASD Cyber. It has for that position, it has a schedule for the salaries beginning in 2025, 26, and so forth. That position has not been filled for greater than 90 days now. It's been vacant. If the question is that salary required, meaning the 2026, 2027 salary as listed in here, I would say no. Because what you're doing now is you're actually changing a position, title, and also their roles and responsibilities. I think then they can open the Act 93 when we are looking to fill that position, have a discussion, and then decide on the salary. That's part of what Act 93 is. It's a meet and discuss. So not the way I'm reading this, that I believe that they would be required to receive the pay as listed in the current Act 93, since it is a different position.
So then adding something like that to the agenda wouldn't make sense at this point.
I mean, I think it would probably be premature since you have not even, the board has not voted to change the title to approve what the position is going to entail. Once you post it, do anything, that's when the salary would be negotiated.
Right, and the agenda item M that's on there now does do that, correct? It does change?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a restructuring of the job descriptions and the title, obviously. So if that is approved tonight, my thought would be the next step would be restructuring the job. It hasn't been done yet. You're just voting to approve the restructure.
Got it.
So if you approve the restructure, then the next step would be to actually restructure the position and then look at hiring someone.
Got it.
We don't have to vote to open up the.
Yeah, we don't have that position yet. So.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then once you're prepared with the position itself, then well, you're not really, I mean, it's open. You're creating it. And then you go through the process of hiring.
So we would expect to hire somebody at the next month if we don't change, if we leave everything the way it's written right now, we would have there most likely will be a name on the agenda to hire for next month. Would that?
It could.
Or not? I'm asking. I don't know.
I'm asking
I
that.
would think that's what, would it be 2-month process? Would we have to come back? and
That would be too fast.
Would
I
we
think
have
it
to-
would be
Who?
somebody on next month's agenda.
Because we
It
did.
needs posted,
Yeah.
right,
So there was a posting earlier this summer where I saw
Anticipated.
there online where we anticipated vacancy. That we're past that. We're not just interviewing those 2 people, right? We're gonna.
right, there were
We're
3
gonna
interviews
start from
first
scratch.
round, and we've not
All right.
moved any
Okay.
further.
Yeah, we would have.
The next layer would be to
Okay.
open the
If-
position,
if-
like an
if that's
official
recorded in the
position.
minutes, that we're gonna start from scratch, I'm okay.
There's
I'm okay with
Right, we
that.
can second round those people.
Right? What's that? Right, that wasn't the
We
position.
can-
That was my point.
Right.
Yeah, that was my whole point. They interviewed for a district-wide principal.
Right,
This is now
and this is not that position.
Right, I want to start from scratch, and we interview, and I honestly, I really do appreciate Mr. Davis, the solicitor, talking about the salary, because I think that salary needs to be looked at, honestly. I really do, so.
I have a question.
Because of the other concern that I have I'll do it now, because then we can just vote. The other concern is, I got that job description, and it needs a real looking at that. The duties and responsibilities of that position, there's 23 different things on there. I just have never seen that in my life, for one position to have that many on it. I skimmed it, I didn't read every single one, but man, 3 pages for duties and responsibilities is a lot.
Mr. Davis, this motion, does that allow then us to look at that draft job description that we have.
Because this motion does not approve a job description. It approves a restructure of a
The restructure, got it.
which has not been restructured up to this point.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
I believe Mr. Brashear had a question?
Yes, who's gonna restructure the position, the board or the administration?
Well, that is normally comes from administration.
Normally.
Yeah, I mean,
But
because.
shouldn't the board have the input on how we want to restructure it? Or do we have to vote it down if we don't like it? Wouldn't that make it drag on longer? Shouldn't the board have the input to say, this is how we want it structured legally, and this is what we want to do?
Well, I think I think the board could have input into the job description, the duties, and that can all be talked about through this restructuring that we haven't even,
I think
gotten to.
that the administration should do that, but the board
Right.
has to have the final say on what we want and don't want.
And you're gonna have the final say on who you hire.
That's down the road, but to restructure, if it's coming down to the assistant principal, there's going to be duties that are gonna have to be added, changed, I don't know, but I think we should be doing the restructuring as a whole, on what, all of us, not.
Well, I think the board has the responsibility of input, but I don't believe that it would be the board's responsibility to draft the entire job description.
No, I agree.
That's the administration's job to do that, right?
And my hope would be that that Mr. Gates would be consulted from the personnel committee chair standpoint, and if feedback or a meeting would need to be called, maybe Mr. Gates would entertain that. Does that sound? Mr. Gates, do you have any input on that?
Nope, I'm okay.
Okay.
She did a nice job. Good.
Other questions on that? Okay. Democracy in motion, folks. Yeah, any other public comment before we move on? Okay, thank you. Let's move to superintendent remarks. Dr. Martin.
Well, I'm leaving.
No, that'll be adopted in the next one.
Yes, we have a meeting set up with Rob Rhodes. Mr. Gammon has agreed to sit in on that meeting about potentially merging and bringing a JROTC program into the district, which would be a phenomenal experience for our kids if it could be worked out. So looking forward to that meeting to find out what those resources look like. I'd like to thank Dr. Dice. I met with her personally just to go over expectations with the district, what our initiatives are, and so forth. And she is willing to work hand in hand with all of the superintendents involved with CTI. Chestnut Ridge, thank you for being here, answering the questions. We appreciate all you do with our students. Our sports season has begun. Good luck to our student athletes. I would like to welcome the new teachers to Brownsville for the 26-27 school year, and I wish them well. We had some great new additions for this school year, and we value those educators. Coach Columbia, again, thank you. I know you're resigning, but your years of service and the impact you've had on our athletes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I promise no tears.
Yeah, and same, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know how I feel about coaches. Short of that, we have some games on the agenda coming up, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so moving on, we are at the point I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda and related materials for incorporation into the minutes.
So moved.
Oh, we have a motion. And just again, we have that update to item F under both education and personnel. There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the July 22nd, 2026 board minutes.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Columbia, do you want to take items 6 and 7?
Yes. Item 6, I move to approve the August General Fund, Capital Fund, Title 1, Title 2, Cafeteria Fund, and Treasurer Financial Reports.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on that motion? Hearing none. Jody, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
Item 7, I move to approve the following funds, bills for payment items A through O that are listed.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Delarose.
I just want to know if anybody told me not here.
Oh.
I had a question about the West Penn Power bill. It was over
Somebody did say
$25,000.
something.
Yeah, the electricity bill.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was legit.
Did you want, Mr. Wellington can reiterate what was in that council?
Like how, they had some brand new building over there. How can we spend that much a month?
It wasn't there. It wasn't there.
So that bill was actually coded incorrectly.
He said when we talked last week, he told me that was a bill all the time.
It was coded wrong. It was the middle school, that should have been the high school, middle school bill that was coded as the elementary school.
And then it had 2 months of the capacity charges on it.
Right here, he said that every year, every month, he said it was 25. I'm like, that's crazy.
It's 12 grand for the high school, middle school.
So, Mr. Wellington, can you just say that one more time? I had trouble hearing.
Yeah, so that bill was coded incorrectly. It's for the high school, middle school, and it had 2 months of the capacity charge. So a typical bill for that school is $15,000. So it averaged out to be correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Any other questions on item 7?
I'll make the comment, I'm gonna vote no on these bills, because I can't, we should not be paying Cal Charter. We've talked about it, we kind of let that one die, we haven't talked about it in a while. The Cal Charter School, in this person's opinion, is illegal. It's a community charter school, and it should have been approved by this district if we were gonna pay our kids to go to it. It is not like a online cyber charter, so I'll be voting no.
Excellent, that line item.
I'll vote no on that line item, I'll vote yes on everything.
Which line item is that again?
I don't know.
It was just.
It'd be under general funds for payment, most likely.
Yeah, the minutes can reflect that Mr. Gammon just voting no to that payment, but he can approve all other payments.
Okay.
Just as long as the minutes reflect it.
It's still working on more substance.
So, any further comments or discussions on that?
I have a
Yes.
question, Mr. President.
Mhm.
I know the athletic director isn't here. Just a question, just for our knowledge. Are we, all the sports officials, are we up to standard with the rest of the schools paying them what a game cost is? I'm hearing we're not. I don't know how to find that out in the athletic.
I'm sorry.
Soccer, basketball, football, baseball, are we paying the PIA officials the average amount that most schools in the area are paying? Maybe you'll have to find that out
I'll get
tomorrow.
that answer to you.
That's all I have.
Yep.
Yes, I see,
Okay, any further comments or discussions on item 7? Okay, hearing none, I will move for a roll call vote. Jody, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, except for no on general bills for payment for the California Academic of Learning.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Dorsey, education.
Yeah, item A. I move to renew the Acadians Learning Online for the 2026-2027 school year in the amount of $11,290 paid from Title IV funds.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Jody, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Item B, I move to renew Devereaux Student Strengths Assessment, DESSA, subscription for the 2026-2027 school year in the amount of $14,452.50, and that's also coming out of Title IV funds.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Jody, please.
No.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Item C, I move to renew qualified service agreement between the Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission Incorporated in Brownsville School District for 26-27 school year.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Question, Mr. President.
Yes.
Is that a cost, or is this just an agreement?
No, it's just an agreement.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Item D, I move to renew consortium license purchase agreement between IU1 and Brownsville School District for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Item E, I move to renew the Into Literature 6 through 8 in the amount of $4,142.31 paid from Ready to Learn grant.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Jody, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Item F, I move to approve the Brownsville High School Program of Studies and the amended Brownsville Middle School Program of Studies.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Yep.
Yes.
Question. We had some individuals came on Monday night, talked about we were not offering a class. I believe it was architecture and civil engineering. Before I get to my question, I did attend the open house, and I want to thank Ms. Gulich and Mr. Karwatsky. My daughter has both of them this year for class, and I was able to talk to them about the AP classes and some of the differences, and it was very enlightening to me. One about the AP classes that I did not know, at the end of them, they take a test, and if they pass the test, they get college credits, and they save me money, so that's a win. But also, these are weighted classes, which are different from some of where the kids take an online class from WVU that is this online, or from Cal, it's online. These classes are weighted, which are also significant because it affects their competitiveness against Peters Township, Central Park, South Fayette, all these other schools. So these classes are important to me. I think we should have them. My question is that class going to be offered this year that those kids asked for and expected to have?
Ms. Stout, is that class going to be offered this year? No? Okay. We emailed back and forth today, so I didn't know if it was ended up
Why not?
in the schedule or not.
Is this, from what I understand, it's about the 3 preps, right? Like we're more than 3 preps. They can't, if we did that, this would put us over the limit. My point on that, and I understand the contract and the rest, but we also pay our teachers extra to teach online classes. I think it's $1,500 a semester. They teach extra. I would not have an issue specifically for some of these classes, like these AP classes, to pay them extra to teach that, if that's what it takes to get this done. This is very important for our kids. I can't. I'm going to vote no on this program of studies, and the main reason, and I don't know what it's gonna do to disrupt us, but it'll probably pass. I'm usually in the minority. But we gotta get this class, we have to have these AP classes, especially these kids that are expecting it. And I feel horrible for the one student who is planning to go to the Naval Academy, that she was expecting that class, and that was a big deal for her, and now it's not being offered, so.
Can we not offer that online, anything, Ms. Stout?
I can't hear because you just a little while ago said you'll have to ask someone about something, I don't know.
That would have to be an agreement
With the BEA.
I said,
What I said was you might have to ask Dr. Costable about the class cuts.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Ms. Constable,
Yes.
I guess I'm asking you that.
So after last Monday's meeting, we had let Ms. Stout make that decision based on student interest and enrollment, and that was where it ended. That she couldn't make it work
Okay,
within
so
the
who made
schedule.
the decision? Did Mrs. Stout make the decision, or did you make the decision?
Ms. Stout made the decision.
Is that the way it went?
I did make the decision at that. So,
Back in March, my schedule was completed on March the 30th and turned into the district office. At that time, I created schedule sheets, students scheduled at the end of April, and then in the middle of May, I began receiving directives from the district office to make changes. I made those changes based on the directives given to me by the district office. We then had a department head meeting, let the department heads know what occurred. Then I received an email that I was to schedule a department head meeting with 4 out of the 6 department heads. So I did that, we met. After that, there was a recap of that meeting. Schedule changes occurred all summer long from the district office on the directives given to me on what to change and what to keep. It was just last Monday, that's when I was given the autonomy to go ahead and try to make that work. The schedule, my March 30th schedule that was turned into the district office did have that architecture class in there.
And it worked then?
It did work. There were some things that I needed to change on my end regarding a physics class and an organic chemistry class, but at that time, I turned my schedule in and that's when those changes were made. And as far as the rotation of the schedule with the electives, that information was also given to the district office on June the 5th.
So I know Mr. Gates made a comment last week that when he was principal, his stuff was turned in May also. And if all your stuff was turned in May, I don't understand why we couldn't have made this happen.
well, she didn't say, she said March.
March. Well, that's even better.
So the day before school, we're voting on
Yeah.
studies.
So kids are gonna come in tomorrow, and guess what? Pull the rug out from under you.
Mr. President.
We have been in I'm sorry, Mr. Bashir.
Go ahead.
We have been in communication with these students that it affects their schedule. So that the lady that spoke on Monday, we were in contact with both of those parents. Me and the guidance counselors have tried to communicate with them other options, different classes that they're able to choose from, and they don't want those classes. So I just reached out again to the one student this afternoon. We were emailing back and forth. I did tweak her schedule just a bit, but she still wants that architecture class. So she's okay with, she's okay with communicating back and forth. I mean, we've been trying to work things out as much as we can.
Just so one question for me. This is the only class that is not in this program of studies that the students are requesting
There
right
were
now at
2
this
classes,
moment.
Multimedia Tech and Innovation and Design.
Multimedia Tech is not in there.
Excuse me, Innovation and Design and Architecture and Engineering.
Innovation and Design is not in the
Innovation
program.
and Design is in there.
Is.
It is running.
Multimedia Tech is not.
Multimedia Tech is running.
And
Architecture and Engineering is not. Innovation and Design is not.
Is in there.
It is not in there.
Innovation and design.
Architecture and engineering is not in there. Innovation and design is not in there.
Those were both.
Architecture is not. Multimedia tech is. I'm sorry.
Is, okay, that's what I'm,
But
okay.
the two that are not were also AP classes, correct?
I don't think innovation and design is, right?
Okay.
Correct. Architecture and engineering is a college and the high school course, so the kids get the weight and they get the
Right.
college credit.
That's right.
It's the
If they
architecture
pay
one.
for the college credit.
It's not an AP course, but it
Correct.
smells like one.
Correct.
The only difference is they don't have to take a test to get the credits.
That
Like
is
Mr.
correct.
Kowalski's AP class and Ms. Park's AP class, you gotta pass the test
That is correct.
to get the credits.
Thank you for answering
How
that.
many students, Mr. Stout, how many students were interested in that?
Mr. Dillers, I don't have the information right now in front of me. I know that there are probably about 6 kids right now that requested that class. They can't fit it in their schedule due to the AP courses. So when we make the master schedule, we take me and the department heads take all the AP classes and put them throughout the day, so that the kids so that the kids can get what they want. Try to at least get what they want. There are some conflicts, but there are some AP classes that they take their junior year, and there's some AP classes they take their senior year. So we try to make it work. When we schedule with the department heads preach that to them all through the scheduling process. So maybe they take AP Bio, Miss Bach, they take their 11th grade year, and then they take AP Physics their 12th grade year. These kids know this. So when the one student spoke about the rotation, that is what we preach to them nonstop throughout the scheduling process. So once we have those classes in order, then we put our honors classes in, and then we put our academic classes in, and then the electives fall in as best we can. So we try to make those electives work that do have that AP weight so that they can get them certain periods throughout the day.
Do you rotate the AP Physics or any of those classes? No.
No.
Just this particular
Just the
one?
electives. All the electives
The
in the building
electives.
rotate.
Couple of comments for me. The AP courses, I would be very interested to see how many of those students actually take those AP exams to get the college credit. I've been hearing districts saying that some students aren't doing that as frequently. So if we are doing that here at Brownsville, that's great. I don't know if you have that data in front of you or not. Could you speak to that?
I don't have it in front of me, Dr. Mahalik. However, it is in my board reports who gets
Okay.
paid for passing their AP test. So I don't know if Mr. Dorsey may remember.
Okay.
Prior to you being on the school board, the kids had to take the test. Then it was brought up where the board voted, and the kids do not have to take the test. It's not mandatory. But
Right.
if they pass with a 3 or 4, they then get reimbursed by the district. So that is in my board reports.
Okay, excellent, thank you. I'll have to check that out. My next comment, and it kind of piggybacks off of Mr. Gammon's comment, I agree. We want to give our students every opportunity and to be competitive when they're applying to colleges. That's why I am a big supporter, of course, in dual enrollment, because to me, there could be more opportunities for those students to take different courses to be super competitive. My concern is that hearing that there's 6 students interested, there could be teachers that have content knowledge or expertise in certain areas that may not give our students the best leg up when applying to colleges. That's why I do like the dual enrollment option, and that we have those agreements with WVU and Penn West and things like that. So I think since just my time on the board, I feel that we have given our students more opportunity. I know that this is an issue with a handful of students, so every issue with a student is definitely a major issue for us. So, but I do think overall, I feel that we are providing different and more opportunities for our students. Those are my comments.
The dual enrollment classes that are being taught by our teachers, Dr. Costabile, are those weighted?
So those are the college and the high school.
Correct.
Okay. And they are the only college that we are affiliated with for those dual enrollment classes is WCCC at this time?
For the college and the high school, yes, that our teachers are teaching.
Okay.
And again, the reason for that, we have the BEA contract, but we also have, like Penn West is a unionized environment. We have, different CBAs that we have to contend with, so.
Did we add any new college and high school classes this school year?
Yes, we added 6 new college and high school opportunities for our students. Our teachers are we're waiting on 1 to be approved. When I talked to Westmoreland County, what's today? Must have been Wednesday or Thursday. They are working with him directly, and then they will work with the teachers to get the syllabus approved, to add the AP English, college writing, college and high school trigonometry, AP Calc, AP Chem, and AP US History.
Thank you.
Other comments?
Mr. President? I had
Yes.
a comment about 10 minutes ago. I respectfully withdraw my motion, a second. I will withdraw my second. I seconded the motion. I'm withdrawing.
Okay. Can the minutes reflect that, please? Thank you.
So you have a motion, but you don't.
We do have a motion,
might
correct,
have a
but we
second.
don't, right, we do not have a second. So, is there a second?
You know what, I don't wanna hold up everything. I don't know what all,
Mm-hmm.
if we needed for some of the other things in it, just because we're missing maybe 1 or 2 things. I'll second it for now.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. This can be amended, correct? So we could amend these handbooks, the program of studies at any point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're amending.
We can prove
Mr. Clemens.
Yep. Okay.
Was the class a half year or a full year? I should know the answer, but I don't. It's a full year course? Okay. So, yeah.
Okay, any further discussion, questions, comments? Okay, so again, the motion is to approve the BAHS program of studies as well as the amended BAMS program of studies. Jody, I'm going to move to a roll call vote, please.
No.
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 Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes, motion fails 5-4. Just a follow-up on that, ramifications for starting the year, any?
The students have schedules. If we're going back to the table, we'll need to have a discussion, right?
Mr. Dorsey?
Okay, item G, I move to approve the student handbook for all buildings.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Item H, I move to approve the cyber handbook.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Yeah, so with the motion that's coming up later, we're removing cyber as on that duty position, which is vacant, I get that. Who's covering down on cyber?
The building principals.
Each building principal does that now.
Correct.
And there is no, obviously, there was a stipend for that previously, but obviously,
I think it was embedded into that position in that Act 93.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Any further comments or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, we have I and J. What do you want to do here?
Well, I think if...
Do I first?
Do I?
Yeah, do I first, and then we can open up the floor for discussion?
Whichever one you're in favor of, you can make the motion. The one you're not in favor of, you will entertain
Yeah,
the motion.
I like that.
Okay, item I move to approve professional behavioral health service agreement with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services Incorporated in the Brownsville School District for the 26-27 school year in the amount of $297,142.02 from the Ready to Learn grant. That's 3 10-month mental health resource specialists.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Discussion.
I think we had enough discussion on that.
I think we know where we stand.
We talked about the first one, we talked about the second.
Okay.
I agree, Rick.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll move to a roll call vote. Jody, please.
I'm going to vote no on I, only because I really think we're in a bind because school starts tomorrow. So I'm going to vote no.
Yes?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No. Motion fails.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the professional behavioral health service agreement with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services and Brownsburg School District for 26-27 school year in the amount of $466,218.88. That comes from Ready to Learn grant.
So, he's entertaining a motion. So, Mr. Dellers, are you making the motion? You said so moved. There's a
Second.
second. Got it. Okay, very good. So we have a motion and a second. Any comments before I move to roll call vote? Okay, hearing none. Jody, please.
I'm going to vote yes, and only because it's not fair to our admin, our principals, to try to make this work. I am not a fan of the RSS program, but I will vote yes. I would for right now.
No.
Yes.
Yes?
No.
No.
I'm gonna vote yes because this is what the teachers or the principals, administrators want. So I'll say yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Just one comment, Mr. President, and I do appreciate what Mr. Delarose said. When the administration asked for it, we should support it, and I agree with that to a certain extent. I mean, we are elected officials. We gotta ask the hard questions. That's what we're here for. If it was, hey, all 5 administrators all agree with this, then what are we here for? We're here to ask these hard questions. That's what it's about. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the candor. I win some, I lose some. I support the decisions that we make, but it can't always be like, hey, the administration wants it, we gotta vote yes. I completely disagree with that.
I concur with you, Director Gammon. However, this time of year is just too late. And you have to almost
This
vote
should
for
have
it.
been talked about
I'm
a long
voting
time
against
ago.
against the way it's laid on the table.
Yeah, I echo Mrs. Bogle, Ms. Bogle's comments. I do agree with your saying, Ross. I do agree with Mr. Delarose, but school starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
School starts tomorrow.
That's the only.
Yeah.
You all can't agree that this is the way to do it.
Yeah, this is not fair
This is
to,
11th
this is not
hour
fair to
massacre.
others.
I mean, I'm for it, but it's just the way it's laid in your lap. You want to spend $466,000 money, but you want to do it? Okay. I just think we should have had this a month ago. That's just my comment, but I'm for it. I think we got to give them everything they need. I voted for the first one.
There's a lot of things, Mr. Bashir, that we're seeing that should have been, hey, let's say in July if we would have had a meeting, but for some reason we passed that up. This can't happen next year. I mean, you can't go into the night before school's supposed to start voting on issues that affects the school day tomorrow. It's not fair to our kids.
Any new comments?
Okay, item K. I move to approve the renewal of HMH Science Dimensions 9 through 12 Earth, $696,000. That's also from Ready to Learn grant.
$696.
You can't spend more for science than you did on behavioral health.
Man, you know what? I'm always against spending a lot of
That
money.
makes
I'm
Chestnut
okay with
Ridge
that.
look like chump change, huh?
Yeah, $696.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Judy, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, and I move to approve the quote from DigiCoach Classroom Coaching in the amount of $3,935 and paid from Ready to Learn grant.
Second.
It's been a motion, and I believe a second?
Second, yes.
Okay, questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Jody, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Gates, personnel.
All right, A, I make a motion to approve Dr. Andrew Constable to attend the SAS convention or conference in Hershey on December 6th through December 9th, 2026.
Second.
So motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Question.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to support it. But as I said, we've got to start curbing some of these conferences. I mean, it's out of the building, but I'm going to support them the rest of the year. But, you know, last month, I was wanting to put a motion on the floor to freeze all conferences and salaries. And I did not. Probably wouldn't have passed, but I think we got to take a good look at this in the future, but my vote will be yes.
Any other comments?
I do. There's no cost associated with this motion.
That's what I just mentioned to Attorney Davis. So once we have the room cost and the cost of the conference itself and any travel costs, will go on the September agenda for
So you'll be
formal
approving the
approval.
cost.
You're just approving the
At
cost
next month's meeting.
So this would technically is to register.
to be able to
Yeah.
register for the
That's what
conference.
we're voting on, for her to register for the tornado thing.
Yes, that's correct. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The minutes, no.
Mr.
you don't have to
Dorsey,
roll
roll
call.
call.
Mr. Dorsey's, no. As long as the minutes reflect that, it's not required.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Gates?
B, all right, B, I make a motion to hire William Bacco as a floating custodian for the Brownsville Area School District in accordance with the SEIU contract effective August 17th, 2026.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Comment, Mr. President.
Yes,
if I
yes.
may, and I think the board will reflect this. I have never seen the buildings look so good. That's all I'm saying.
It does, it looks real good.
You almost have to wear sunglasses inside. I only saw them one day, but unless something happened to them.
I bet the football.
They sure look good. They
great
looked good
too.
last year
Rain.
too, but this year specifically, they're really looking good, Mr. Jerry. That's all. Thank you, Madam Superintendent. Were you out there cleaning too?
They've done a phenomenal job, and I've told them that almost every day.
We know you can direct traffic, but.
Thank you.
All right.
It's impressive.
All right, Mr. Gates?
All right, C, I make a motion to approve the request from STS Foundation Student Exchange Program to host a high school foreign exchange student from Spain for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
D, I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Star Yager Middle School art teacher in accordance with the BEA contract effective August 4th, 2026.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
We are holding her until we get someone.
Correct.
Yeah, that was,
Okay.
yep, that was gonna happen. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
C, D, E. Okay, E, a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Dana Gibbons, paraeducator, in accordance with the SEIU contract effective August 5th, 2026.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank
I just
you.
want to thank Dana for the time that she has given us.
Good people.
F, I make a motion to add the following names to the professional substitute list: Beth Goody and Alexis McKnight.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank
G,
you.
I make a motion to add the following names to the support staff list: Randy Mullen, Bree Mapstone, Megan McConnell, and Sammy Brady.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
H, I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Nanette Stowe, security officer, in accordance with the SEIU contract, effective August 6, 2026.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Shiloh Flowers, paraeducator, in accordance with the SEIU contract, effective August 25th, 2026.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, K, I make a motion to,
Skip
J, I make a motion to approve, or to adjust Allison Neal's step from step 1 to step 2, resulting in an annual salary of $44,188 in recognition of time served as a long-term substitute teacher, retroactive to August 1st, 2026.
Second.
There is a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
That's okay.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, K, make a motion to approve the 2026-27 department heads for all buildings. Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Is there any compensation related to department heads? They are reimbursed, they get money?
They do.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Any further comments or questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
One abstention.
Aye. Abstain.
Motion carries. Thank you.
M, I make a motion to approve the restructure of the job descriptions for the Act 93 from Assistant Principal Director of Cyber to Elementary Assistant Principal.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Okay, hearing none. Jody, I'll move to a roll call vote, please.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Columbia, Finance.
Item A, I move to approve the IU1 rental agreement.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, I move to approve a $1 an hour wage increase for the SFSP cafe workers retro to June 15th, 2026, paid from the cafeteria fund. Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Question, Mr. President.
Yes.
As I said last week, I, next year, would like to see a fair wage to all employees, not cutting their salary, not cutting their hourly salary, to all, custodians, security, aides. Why in the summer do they get nearly less than half their pay? I don't think that's fair, and I'm surprised over the years we have not had any grievances on that. Probably, I don't know if it would stand, but I see what's going here, and I compliment Amy for trying to help her workers out. But again, this should be a blanket coverage for all security, all custodians, all aides, all cafeteria workers, that they get their regular salary. What the heck? It's not going to break this district. We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and these people are only working 2 or 3 weeks out of the summer. So why can't we pay them their wage? Just a comment, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, excuse me. Item C, I move to approve the request from Joanne Peslovich for the use of facilities April 23rd, 24th, and 25th, 2027.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Question, Mr. President. Has there been any payments made to this effect for the...
Mr. Wellington, have any payments been made?
I'm sorry, for this one that's on here, have they paid yet?
Well, one was already, oh no, that's next year for this one.
These are all for 2027.
27.
Yeah.
But how
And
did
she was here last year and she made all her payments
Okay,
for last year.
very good, thank you.
Any further questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Delarose, policy.
I move to approve the updates to the parent and family engagement policy number 918.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I make
Yes.
one comment? I'm sorry, I'm gonna
No.
go back to M,
Mhm.
for personnel. I just wanna make one comment about my vote, if that's okay.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to put it out there that, I did say yes to that, to item M, but I'm just curious to see what that job description is going to look like. I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to vote for the position. I'm just curious to see what that looks like, and that's all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you for letting me go back and say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Mr. Clark, are you okay if I or someone else takes, okay, all right, very good. So we'll move into buildings and grounds. Item A, I would call for a motion to approve a 1-year extension for the Halo Cloud vape detector system at a cost of $4,500 paid for by the general fund.
So moved.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on that motion?
Where will that be placed at?
Those are in the restrooms.
All the buildings or high school or?
Yes, Mr. Hamilton, they're in all the buildings, correct? The Halo system?
I don't think he heard you.
Mr. Hamilton,
Mr. Hamilton?
the Halo.
Halo, all buildings, correct? Thank you. Locker rooms,
All right, good.
restrooms, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Okay, roll call vote, Jody, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. I would call for a motion to approve the resolution for Brownsville Area School District's $84,000 multimodal grant application for the professional fees related to the ingress and egress improvement project. There's been a
Motion.
yes, thank you.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions, comments on that motion? Hearing none, roll call vote, Jody, please.
We're not spending any money here.
No, we're not spending.
Oh, we're not, okay.
This is just for the grant.
Okay, so this is just for the grant, so,
Resolution,
I take that back. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. I would call for a motion to approve the resolution for Brownsville Area School District's $2,040,000 Public School Facility Improvement Grant application for the roof replacement project at the high school building.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Brashear, Transportation.
Yes, a couple items. The state police have did all the bus inspections, and I'm glad to say that we come out on top of all the area districts, having the best, or Brownsville School District has the best vehicles, and the newest ones. We have, I think, 5 new buses. So that's one thing I want to say. The other thing, I do have a question for Mr. Davis before I bring up the list. And I'm talking to other districts about things, so I don't have all the information. So when a resident comes up through that gate, and they're coming here on a daily basis, picking up their child and dropping their child off, do they have to show proof of car insurance? And the reason I'm saying that, if they hit one of our children or one of our employees, are we responsible for the damages, or are they? Some districts force the parents to show proof of insurance. That's a crazy question, but I never thought about it till now. Mr. Davis, what do we do with that?
Well, I'm not familiar with that type of a policy, forcing so Mr. Bashir, you're saying other districts have already implemented it.
They're discussing it because in today's society, we all see some of the driving habits up here. And if they hit one of our students or one of our employees, are they responsible, or are we responsible? Say we hit somebody and break both their legs. Should they have car insurance?
I will look into whether or not we can require that. That's an interesting point, and I do understand, why you're making it.
It would just have them show their card, insurance cards.
Yeah, I'd have to kind of, I've never looked into that before.
I
think it's an interesting request.
I would argue that I think that would be a reach. And you
That's what I
mentioned
was
that to me
asking,
earlier,
is that
and I've
a law
been thinking about it.
enforcement thing, or-
And I go into a military installation, I'm required to show ID, but I'm not required to show proof of insurance, so.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
think because they're liable anyways.
Then in a sense, what I'm asking is if there would be an accident out there where a car, anybody, hits a student, what happens? Who assumes the responsibility? I guess what I'm asking, who assumes the responsibility for the injuries?
Well, yeah, you're asking if there is no insurance on the liable driver, where does it go?
Yeah, let's just say they come out, they have no car insurance.
Usually, yeah, we would have insurance coverage under our umbrella insurance.
It's just a
like
question.
it is if you're in a car accident, a lot of people in Fayette County unfortunately are driving with either limited or no insurance. So that's why we have our own insurance to cover any excess or gaps.
So we're not leaving anything open. They're covered somewhere along the line.
Yeah, but I'm interested. I'll look at it. That's just an interesting topic.
And the last thing, Mr. President, is that all the vehicles are up to standard and inspected, ready to go for tomorrow, from what I've seen. And the list, this is a motion to approve the Malacca's driver's list for 2026-27.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, Mr. Clark, I will go ahead and read athletic committee motions, if you don't mind. First, I would entertain a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Patty Columbia as high school girls basketball coach.
Motion.
No, she can't make the motion. Can't she make the motion?
Just kidding.
All right, Mr. Delarose did make the motion. Is there a second?
Respectfully, yes, I'll second it.
Okay. There's been a motion and a second. How about comments? Any other comments?
I gave my tearful speech last meeting, but I just want to say thanks again. I loved every minute of it, so thanks.
Yeah.
And again, I said it Monday, and again, I'll tell you, thank you very much, Patty, for everything you have done.
Thanks. Thanks, Rick.
Appreciate it, Pat.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Columbia. Again, your dedication to this district is next to none, so thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? One no vote.
I retract.
And I'm guessing Ms. Patty
And
will
yeah,
abstain.
Yeah, on the advice of our solicitor, I'm going to abstain.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, I would entertain a motion to hire Casey Morrison as assistant varsity boys soccer coach for the 26-27 school year with compensation set at $3,040.
Second.
It's been a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Thank you. Questions or comments on the motion?
Just a comment for any coaches, the AD's not here, but did they go through have they gone through all their training and signing documents? Dr. Martin, do you know? I'd like to know that.
Mr. Wellington?
Their preseason training, they have to sign off on documents.
Yeah, Mr. Wellington might have it from an HR lens, but I do not have copies of.
Yes, this person has already coached for us, so they've already been through everything, all their vector and all their onboarding process.
All their paperwork is in. Okay.
Yes, there is a sudden cardiac arrest and concussion in sports that needs to be taken every year, like every calendar year. So it's good up until the date. You know, it's good for a calendar year. So that does need to be taken, you know, before you can coach.
Okay. Any further questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I would entertain a motion to hire Tim Caddick as varsity assistant football coach for the 26-27 school year with compensation set at $3,520.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion?
Quick comment. I did talk to him at open house, and he's super excited.
Yes, I did as well.
Super excited.
Yep, I agree. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item D, I would entertain a motion to approve the request from Nick Eady, varsity baseball coach, to take the varsity baseball team to the spring training at the Baseball City in St. Petersburg, Florida, from March 11th through March 15th, 2027. It's been a motion.
Second.
And a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, I would entertain a motion to approve the one-year agreement from Premier Sports Medicine for athletic trainer services in the amount of $77,900 paid for from general fund.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Jody, please.
No.
Mr. Clark. He was a yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Item F, I would entertain a motion to approve the invoice from Hurdle in the, or is it Huddle?
Huddle.
Sorry, excuse me. Huddle in the amount of $10,100 paid for from the general fund. And I believe that includes high school essential athletic department, assistant football scout standard, and sideline standard software. Was there a motion? I'm sorry.
No motion.
No motion yet. Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? Yes, there's a motion and a second. So let's move to discussion or questions on the motion.
So I know Mr. Barrett's not here. This does include Huddle Assist, Yes.
Terry said yes.
Okay, okay. That's huge. Yes, okay.
Okay.
But this 10 grand bill's for just football, right?
No, it's the
think it's
whole year.
for everything, yeah.
It should be for
It's just football.
Okay, all right.
It's just,
It's not just for football, Mr. Clark said. Anything
We're
else?
adding football this year that we didn't have in the past, but it's for all sports.
We had it in the past.
Not for football.
We had huddle.
We had huddle, but not
This,
huddle for
okay.
football.
any other questions or comments? Jody, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Item G, I would entertain a motion to hire Paul Orris as varsity assistant football coach for the 26-27 school year with a compensation set at $3,520.
So moved.
Okay, there's a motion
Second.
and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item H, I would entertain a motion to approve the volunteer assistance. Volunteer assistance. Oh, okay. The following volunteer assistants: Ms. Patty Columbia, middle school softball, and Ms. Jane Bach, middle school softball.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions or discussions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we move to adjournment, Mr. Davis would like to make a comment.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you much longer. I know we've been here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know how to bring this up or, you know, the best way of saying it. We're in August. Obviously, our reorganization is in December. After considering my time at my office and just the overall business structure that we have, I am not going to be seeking reappointment. So, you know, as a Brownsville alum, I just wanted to give the board as much notice as I could, so that a decision could be made on a new solicitor for the December reorganization meeting. I didn't think it was right to spring it on you at any other time. It's been something I've been considering for a while, but again, because of my roots here, I've tried to represent Brownsville the best of my abilities. I know I've been here for, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe even close to 20 years now. So I just want to thank everyone, and just, I'll be here for the remainder of the year, but at the December meeting, you'll have to request some proposals from other law firms and find a replacement solicitor. Thank you.
We hired though, right?
Right.
What's that?
We hire you or we hire the firm?
Firm.
This is on behalf of me and the firm.
I mean, your name's on the.
Yeah, but yeah, that is correct.
The
Yes.
firm.
Make it happen if you want.
Now, sit up and say it.
Wow.
Mr. Clark, do you want me to hang up? Or do you want to?
All right. Well, on that, I
Mr.
would
President,
entertain a
Mr.
motion to
President.
adjourn.
Mr.
There's been a motion and a
Mr.
second.
President, I
Yes.
have one more item.
Okay, Mr. Bashir. The floor is yours.
Actually, for Dr. Martin. I would request that the board receive an approved list of who will be on the sidelines on football on Friday night. Because over the years, people just start trickling in, and they're not approved by the district. It's mostly parents, and they're irritating the coaches and standing, so if they're on that sideline, they shouldn't be over there. So if you could give the board an approved list of who should be on that sideline, so security can say, well, that guy's not supposed to be there, that lady's not supposed to be there. Because the poor coaches don't want to say nothing, but I've seen it, and it needs to be addressed, that they stay the heck away from the sidelines.
Yeah, we're on top of it. What if they get hurt?
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. We stand adjourned.